Hi everyone, I'm Amanda L, and today we are doing a slow flow yoga practice. So whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started right away in a child's pose. Toes together, knees apart, hips sink back onto your heels, arms reaching out in front of you, or you can have them as a little pillow for your forehead. And just landing here, focusing in on your breath, how you're feeling right here, right now. Straightening out the arms if they're not already, and tensing through the fingertips. Finding a bit of a pulse up and down with the spine, the shoulders, the upper body. And then with your fingertips still tented, settle into stillness. Keeping your fingertips as they are if possible, rounding up onto all fours, finding some cat-cows with your fingertips tented. If that's too much on the fingertips, you can, of course, bring your palms down onto the mat. But if you'd like to explore a bit more, coming up off of the palms. Rolling through some cat-cows, taking it slow, moving with intention, and allowing yourself that bit of freedom that comes with that intuitive, intentional guidance. And then palms pressed down, tucking your toes, hips lift high, downward dog. Pedaling out the feet, swaying the hips a bit side to side. Moving like you're moving through honey, real slow, a little sticky. And rounding into a plank, taking it slow. Rounding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finding your plank pose. And then rolling back into your downward dog for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rounding forward, this time for 10. Super slow. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing here. And then sweeping back for 10, 9, feeling the articulation through the spine as you move back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking another round, moving at your own pace. Super slow, rolling forward into your plank. Once you get there, pausing, breathing, and then sweeping back, taking it slow. Big inhale, right leg sweeps up and back. Sending the foot to the top of the mat, moving through honey to get it there. Once it lands, dropping the back knee down and then rolling up into a lunge. Pausing here. As you pause in these postures, can you find a bit of movement? A bit of sway, a bit of guidance from your breath. Your inhales lift you up just a bit, and your exhales soften you in. Dropping your fingertips down onto the mat, tucking your back toes, lifting your hips high, straightening out through the front leg. I'm dealing with a bit of a situation in my right leg, so I'm not going very deep. You can obviously have a deep or gentle bend in the knees. And then sinking your hips down, rolling up through center, high lunge. Pausing here, can you find some subtle movement with the breath? Big inhale, lifting high. Exhale, parallel out the back foot with the back edge of the mat, finding a warrior two. Tip it on back, taking it slow, reaching that right hand back behind you. And then sweeping forward. Extended side angle. Rounding up and back. Reverse warrior. Tipping your torso towards the front. Extended side angle. One more time, sweeping through warrior two. Into that reverse, keeping the bend in the front knee. And then taking it forward, extended side angle. Left palm drops down onto the mat. Right arm reaches high, sinking your hips low. How slowly can you find a side plank on that left side? Sweeping that right leg to meet the left. And then how slowly can you take the right leg to the top of the mat once more, maybe supported with the hand, or maybe not. Once it lands, dropping the back knee down, maybe bending through the knee, grabbing a hold of the foot with the hand. Gentle release, slowly taking that foot down towards the mat. Opening your torso up towards the left side, Skandasana, facing the left, sinking down. Walking your fingertips towards the top of the mat, pressing firmly down into the right foot, warrior three. Slowly rounding up through center, bringing the left knee with you as you make your way up, giving it a squeeze at the top. And then bringing that leg back behind you, grabbing a hold of it with the left hand. Slowly tipping up and open, dancer pose. I'm going to just move so I don't fall off the porch here. You can stay in that dancer. Either releasing the foot or keeping a hold of it as the right hand connects down towards the mat. sugarcane pose, or open half moon. Gentle release of the left foot, no slingshots here. Everyone is in a half moon. Folding over to a standing split. How slowly can you tip the left toes to the back of the mat, lifting the arms high, grazing them against the ears. And then dropping the palms back down, pressing the right foot up off of the mat, knee to nose. Slowly sending it back to meet the left, plank pose. Lowering down into a chaturanga. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finding an up dog, and then meeting in a downward dog. Left leg reaches up and back down, dog split. Slowly taking that foot to the top of the mat. Once it lands, dropping the back knee down. Rounding up into your lunge. Pausing here, connecting to your breath. Gentle inhales lift you up a bit. An easy exhale soften you in. Fingertips come down to the mat, tucking your toes, lifting your hips high, straightening out through the legs. Folding over that front leg, pyramid pose. Bending through the front knee, sinking through the hips, rounding through center high lunge. Letting your breath be like a wave. Taking you in and away from shore. Ever flowing, constant movement. Big inhale, arms reach high. Opening up warrior 2 towards the right side of the mat. A leisurely tip back into that reverse. And then intentionally slow towards the side angle. Keeping that front knee bent as you tip back. Connecting to your breath as you send your torso forward. One more time, taking it back, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches high and back. And then swapping sides as the right arm reaches forward. Taking the right palm down onto the mat, hips sink down, opening up towards a twist towards that left side. Picking the left foot up, leaning over towards that right side, slowly making your way into a side plank. Sending the left foot towards the top of the mat. Dropping down the back knee, bending through the knee, reaching for that foot. Easy release of the foot back down onto the mat. Turning open towards that right side, pointing the right toes up, sinking the hips down, Skandasana. Walking your hands towards the top of the mat, tipping your torso down as you lift up into a warrior three. Rounding up through center, taking your time and bringing that right knee with you as you make your way there. Giving it a squeeze at the top. And dropping that foot back behind you, grabbing a hold of it with the right hand. Tipping up and open dancer pose. Going to the space where you can still breathe fully. Taking the left fingertips down towards the mat, and eventually they'll connect. Either keeping a hold of that foot or letting it go for an open half moon. We all meet in a half moon pose now. Letting it evolve in a standing split. Dropping that torso down towards that left leg. Taking your time to bend through the left knee, letting the right toes connect to the mat as the arms lift up beside your head. Bringing your hands back down, lifting up off of the left toes, knee to nose. Stepping into your plank pose. Lowering down into a chaturanga. Pausing there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing up into a plank. Lowering down to the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once you get there, bring your fingertips off of the mat, tenting through the fingertips, rounding up through the spine, activating through the glutes, sending your heart forward. And then easy release back down. Twice more just like that. Big inhale, lifting up. And easy exhale, sending it down. One more time, big inhale. Release on the exhale. Your arms out long at the top of your mat. Legs are out long behind you. Big inhale, lifting everything up. And then bending through the elbows, pulling them in towards your body. Pressing them away. Bending through the elbows, pressing them away. How slowly can you go through this movement? Two more times. Bending, slow movement as you bring them back. Moving through honey to take them forward. One more time, bending them back. This time pausing here, reaching high through the chest. Reaching high through the legs. And then sending those arms forward. Bringing them down underneath of your shoulders, pressing up into an up dog or cobra. Easy sway side to side. Shifting back, child's pose. If you started the class with a tenting of the fingertips, revisit that space. Noticing how you feel here now compared to the beginning. Noticing the power of the breath. Noticing the power of the movement. Rounding up through all fours and making your way into a downward dog. Right away, right leg sweeps up and back, down dog split. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. Slow motion, tipping up and open into a wild thing. Maybe your toes don't even touch the mat. Lifting and then sending that foot to the top of the mat. Taking your time. Once it lands, opening up, sinking your hips down, Skandasana. Turning towards the top of the mat, pressing firmly down into the right foot. Warrior 3. Pausing here. Bending through that right leg. And pressing it straight. Bending that knee. Pressing up. Deep bend. Straightening through the leg. Folding over, standing split. Slow tip of the left toes to the back of the mat, bending through that front knee, rounding up into a high lunge. Allowing the wave of your breath to move you in this space. Bending through the back knee to drop it down onto the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingertips graze the top of the mat, pressing through the feet, lifting your hips high. Pyramid pose. Palms pressed down, bending through the front knee, lifting the toes up off the mat. And then bringing that right shin out at an angle, dropping it down, pigeon pose. Finding your space in your pigeon here to really sink in for a few breaths. Maybe you're dealing with a bit of a thing like I am, and you want to stay up, or you can take it down closer to the mats. Starting to make your way up. Tucking your back toes and pressing firmly down through the palms. As you lift your hips high, keeping that right knee bent, bringing it towards your nose. Dropping the knee down towards the mat, and then pressing up, dropping it down, rounding through the spine. 2 more times, lower it, and lift. 1 more lower, and 1 more lift, stepping back, downward dog. Inching your way into a plank as you round through the spine. Flowing through, making it slow, making it intentional, and meeting in a downward dog. Left leg reaches high. Bend the knee, open the hip, and then tipping up and open towards a wild thing. Maybe you play with just hovering those toes. Taking your time, sending that left leg to the top of the mat. Once it lands, opening yourself towards that right side, sinking your hips down, right toes point up, Skandasana. Turning your torso forward, pressing down through that left leg, and finding a warrior 3. Bending through the left knee, pressing straight. Twice more, lowering that knee down, and pressing through the foot to straighten the leg. 1 more time, bending the knee and straightening. Folding over, standing split. Bending through the left knee while simultaneously letting the right toes touch the back of the mat, rounding up into a high lunge. Connecting to your breath, letting it bring in a subtle bit of movement in this space of stillness. Dropping down the back knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing here. Bring your palms to the top of the mat. Pressing up off of the back knee, rounding that left knee towards chest. Diagonal the front shin, and then drop it down, pigeon pose. Finding yourself in this pigeon, getting comfortable, maybe staying up, or taking it on down. Starting to make your way up. Tucking your back toes, lifting the back knee up off of the mat as you press firmly down into your palms, rounding that left knee towards chest. Dropping the knee down, pressing up, letting it graze the mat, rounding through the spine to lift. 3, lift for 2, and lift. Final 1, rounding through the spine, and then pressing back plank pose. Final flow to meet in a downward dog. Taking a nice easy walk towards the top of the mat. Once you get there, finding your Skandasana, sinking your hips down tall through the spine. And then bring your hips down onto the mat. Take your knees with you as you round down onto your back. Finding yourself here, easy sway from side to side. And one final moment to choose your own adventure. Maybe you go for a happy baby. Maybe you take a quick twist from one side, then the other. Plow pose, bridge, wheel, whatever it may be that you are feeling called to. Visit that space. And maybe it's more than one space. Finishing up whatever you have going on. Bring your legs out long, arms resting at your sides, eyes float closed, allowing yourself to integrate, to be here for a few moments. Starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes, rolling through the wrists and the ankles, taking a big stretch up above your head. And keeping your eyes closed as you make your way up to sit. Once you get there, just recognizing the power of slow and intentional movement and the strength that you can find in that space. How it is sometimes very interesting and can be very important to slow down so that you can speed up. A lot of times, the slow and steady, as cliche as it is, wins the race. And in this case, the slow and steady can bring a new perspective, a new type of awareness on your mat that you can then take off of the mat and carry and implement in other aspects of life. Big inhale, arms reach high. Palms pressed together at the top, pulling your thumbs down into your chest, connecting to your heartbeat. Big inhale up through the nose. And a long exhale out the mouth. Big inhale. And a nice, easy exhale. One more time, big inhale. And a slow, easy exhale. And opening your eyes whenever you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and let me know in the comments if you have any special requests for any future videos. I post a new video every single day, so I would love to hear from you to see how you would like to practice again with me sometime soon. And with that, I will see you next time.